I'm testing the Chevy Orlando, which sounds a little bit like an American holiday villa. And it is all about people. It caters for 7, but this is 7 on the move. The Chevrolet is going to stand out from the crowd. It's got what the Americans call a lot of attitude at the front. This is for dads who want to have a bit of aggression in their family motoring. But Chevy know they've got a serious challenge on their hand in this sector. There's some very, very good opposition. The Ford Galaxy, the VW Charan. So how's it going to stack up against that type of rival? It's well known that I'm not a great lover of people carriers. That's because I don't have lots of kids anymore. They're all grown up and gone. But I have to say, after a morning driving the wonderfully named Chevy Orlando, I've been pleasantly surprised. For a people carrier that's just over 15 foot long, 7-seater, this handles remarkably well on twisty country roads. Cruises really nicely on the motorway, and as a driving experience, it's actually very good. The ride's a little bit on the firm side, but there again I think the kids will quite like the fact that Dad can drive this a fair bit quicker than your average people carrier barge. It doesn't seem to be quite as high as the typical people carrier. In fact, from certain angles it looks more estate, but that lack of height certainly helps it when you're getting on A roads and B roads. You can actually throw this thing around quite a lot, and it's got very assured handling. Steering is very responsive. As I say, quite a surprise. It's also got a very responsive 2-litre turbo diesel that's pretty refined, and it's got a really quick turn of speed. As a family guy taking the kids around, you really don't want anything that goes much quicker than this. Well, American cars were never really noted for nice interiors. The plastics were always grey, cheap, and a bit nasty, to be honest. But Chevy have made quite a progress, and the Orlando is a good example of that. I'm driving the top spec one here, so you've got nice leather seats. It's finished in piano black on the center console and then the door trim, and it actually is a very smart looking car. The interior is not quite on par with the class-leading Ford Galaxy and VW Charan, but it's also not that far off. And this car will cost you £3,000–4,000 less. I don't know if you can remember, but in the early days of people carriers, the seating was a nightmare. You literally had to try and wrestle the seats out of the back because they couldn't store anywhere, and you had to leave them in the garage. They were totally impractical. No longer. How about this for how you can get from the second row into the back seat? Just pull a lever. You don't even touch anything, and voila, how good is that? And then it's just a nice easy climb from here, and I'm in the back. I like this car. It's practical, it's tailored to help families out there, busy mums and busy dads. Stick the second row of seats down and the third row, and you've got your very own camper van. There's over 1,500 litres of space in here, so you can sleep in it, you can stick furniture in it. It's perfect.